the ASEAN Basketball League. The battle between Kuala Lumpur Dragons and Alab Pilipinas. Halftime sees the Dragons leading 46-32. And alongside me, I plug from the commentary box, Mislan El Azam, to talk about the first half that we just saw. See, 2 weeks ago when we saw Alab and Dragons here in action, the Dragons outscored Alab in all 4 quarters. And today it's looking like the same story.
Yeah, I mean, you have to give credit to Jamie Perman. His defensive scheme able to slow down Alab Pilipinas' offensive game, and then we've seen that the Philippines teams, they're struggling just like in the previous game, and their offensive play, they couldn't run their, I'm not sure about how they run their offensive set, but we couldn't actually see. And then like what Jimmy Alapak said, that they don't move the ball so well, but when they move the ball well, they can get it going and they play much better, but not whenever they play against the KL Dragons.
Yes, because KL Dragons do not give them space to move the ball that well in the way they want to. And a man that they can always count on is, of course, Will Artino, world import, constant double threat. And in this game, he's getting the space, he's turning it out for the Dragons.
Yeah, on the defensive end, we see that how Will Artino able to defend, deny Samuel Deguara, sometimes getting into foul trouble earlier, and especially on the offensive, we've seen how Kuala Lumpur Dragons actually give the ball a lot to Will Artino, attacking the paint, this time giving the pressure to Nick King, as Will Artino able to get, I think, 50 points for the Kuala Lumpur Dragons in this first half.
Yes, so far 12 points and 9 rebounds. Will Artino was actually named ABL Player of the Week. In the week, he averaged 23 points, 14 rebounds, and 3 assists per game, with a high of 32 points against the Slingers in Singapore last Friday. In that game particularly, he was given the space, and he could really turn it up. And here, he's also given the space. Alab really has to step it up defensively to put a lid on Will Artino, Mislan.
Yeah, I end up seeing that defensively from Alab Pilipinas. Not only that they struggle to contain Will Artino, but the whole team for the Kuala Lumpur Dragons, especially, we see sometimes here an easy, good play actually by the KL Dragons, the pick and roll by Kate Davis and also Will Artino. So sometimes Alab Pilipinas, they're struggling in the defense, they're sleeping a lot of defensive left on the defensive effort by the Alab Pilipinas, especially against the Kuala Lumpur Dragons.
I mean, they had their moments though for Alab Pilipinas, but Kate Davis, he's always been so effective from downtown, scoring all the 3-pointers, and in this game, he's able to bring his game plan as well.
Yeah, personally for me, whenever Kate Davis keep able to keep going, the Dragons for sure will win. Although in the last game, Kate Davis got 37 points and the Dragons only lost by 1 point. Here we've seen 60 points so far, and he still continue his superb performance from the previous game, hitting 4 out of 5 3-point shots. And Dragons had a lot of games from Kate Davis in this game. If he can continue playing this well throughout the whole season, the Dragons might have a chance to go far in this ASEAN Basketball League.
You're absolutely right, Mislan. Last time out, Kate Davis, as you said, against the Slingers, he scored 37 points and 9 out of 14 shooting from the 3-point range. So Kate Davis is one to watch, especially from downtown. Now, Alab, they have, last time around, Nick King was the one who turned it out for them, but this time he can't really seem to get his foot in the game, and instead it is Harding who is the one who lead for Alab Pilipinas.
Are you sure Nick King was the guy for Alab Pilipinas in the previous game? Because I don't think that any of the guys step up for Alab Pilipinas. I'm sorry to say this, but they played so terrible in the previous game. And we've seen the same energy, the same effortless shown by Alab Pilipinas in this game. We've seen how many points they only scored, especially in the first half. In the first quarter, only 12 points. They play much better in the second quarter, where they share the ball. Then they need to share the ball much more in the second half in order for them to have a chance to win in this game.
Remember, the last time Alab Pilipinas was in action was on the 9th of February, where they defeated Saigon Heat quite convincingly. However, prior to that, they met KL Dragons. For them, they really need to turn things around now. Mislan, what do you think? Do you think Alab Pilipinas has it in the bag? Can they gear it up to turn things around for them?
They need to continue their good momentum in the second quarter, especially I think the mental game is not there. I mean, they're frustrated, they're struggling offensively. As you see, Jordan Henry trying to get something for the Alab Pilipinas with 9 points. But we've seen sometimes in the timeout, whenever Jimmy Alapat called the timeout, the body language of the Alab Pilipinas player is not there. They seem frustrated. This time they don't have the excuse of playing a lot of games. They have enough rest actually. And then they need to do much better. They need to show the effort, sometimes the hustle. So they do it sometimes, but not all the time. They need to do it much more better and in much more consistent basis.
Jordan Heading with 9 points is the highest scorer for Alab Pilipinas in the first half, and that paints the complete picture for the situation here in Maba Stadium in the first half.
Yeah, it just shows how great the KL Dragons defense actually is. Sometimes we overlook the defensive side of the KL Dragons game. We focus too much on their offensive set play. They actually run a pretty good set play, but their defensive scheme, as like in the previous game against Alab Pilipinas, they focused a lot on stopping Samuel Diguara to get that easy point. He get it sometime eventually, but not much points gotten by Samuel Diguara.
It's worth mentioning that at the start, the Dragons playmaker, Amir Bell, he was looking to have a wrist injury or a shoulder injury. We don't know how he's coping with that injury, but he is still playing. Initially, it looked like the Dragons were in sort of a trouble, but you know, the local players really stepped up in that one when they were fielded, especially Mei Ting Chun Hong.
Yeah, that's the good news. I mean, the highlight of the season for the Dragons. Not only that they have good 3 imports in Amir Bell, Will Artino, and Kate Davis, but their locals also, they have a much better lineup, much talented player, and their locals play more confident this season. Maybe because they have a good companion, I mean, good teammates, good imports, so they have that chemistry going, and we've seen that the set play offensively for the Dragons, they share the ball a lot and they trust each other. So I think that's one of the key, not only offensively but also defensively for the KL Dragons this season.
Thank you, Ms. Lan. So it's 46-32 to the KL Dragons. Can Alab Pilipinas turn things around? We're about to get the second half underway. So Ms. Lan, we're going to release you back to the commentary box. Stay tuned for the second half here between Alab Pilipinas and Kuala Lumpur Dragons.
Thanks very much, June and Mizlan. I hope you like that analysis done there by June and my co-commentator Mizlan Al-Azam. For those of you who are wondering, Mizlan Al-Azam is one of our local players from when he was playing back in the day. Still a very young man, but right now he's training to be, was working as an accountant by day, basketball lover 24/7. He'll be back with us in the box in a matter of, well, the next 40 seconds, but in the next 4 or 5 seconds, Alab Pilipinas trailing by 14 points right here at Maba Stadium. They improved towards the late part of the second quarter. Jordan Heading hitting 2 very big shots. Andre Karakut attacking the tin and putting the ball in the net. But then Amir Bell came up with a big 3-point shot to give the Dragons a 14-point lead. Mizlan's back with me in the commentator's box. Starting the current 5 for Alab now: Jason Brickman, Jordan Heading, Samuel Diguara, Nicholas King, and Jeremiah Gray for the Dragons. Kate Davis, Amir Bell, Simon Nebuchadnezzar, Will Artino, and Dragons lady. Brickman, watch the ball. Good defense, Dragons. Artino, what a finish right there. He was a bit too complacent, if you ask me. Brickman, can he punish? Diguara, swing, hitting. Gray trying to penetrate. Nicholas King to Diguara, another turnover by Alab. Bell to Davis, Mei trying to go for the reverse, Nebuchadnezzar, kick out. Bell, high arcing shot, puts it through for the tray right there.
2 times the Alab Pilipinas struggle offensively, unnecessary turnover, and then KL Dragons punish them. Couldn't punish them earlier. Will Artino missed that easy open layup, but then no problem for Amir Bell. We have an injury on the floor.
Looks like the Alab team playing hurt at the moment. Karakut playing hurt. Gray, we don't like to see that. So Domingo now back on court. Brickman straight by Diguara. Domingo attacks this. Good job, Lawrence Domingo. Nice guy.
Finally 2 points for Alab Pilipinas.
This is so much more than a big guy, the facilitator as well. Hand off. Davis, get that separation. Davis, inside. Artino. Well done, Artino. Posting up and attacking.
Yeah, once
action here with the Dragons, even though they're down by double digits. Tino, they'll try to neutralize him, target him. Davis, fake. Davis, that'll be where the shot clock is away. Kate Davis, another three-pointer. This man can't stop scoring from outside the arc.
I told you, man, somebody needs to tag him. It's 6 3-pointers on the night for Kate Davis.
Jaguara, big Sam, heading. Yes! Fires it and bangs it.
40 points for heading. He's filling in for Alab Pilipinas. They need to feed him more often.
He's got a very funny shooting tactic, a technique, shall I say. But you know what? Who cares? As long as the ball goes in the net. It really pushes it.
So go ahead. Jordan Eddy is the only Alab Pilipinas player with a double-digit score.
Davis attacks. Yes! That's one of his signature moves right there, Kate Davis. Once he gets some speed, he attacks the rim. There it is. Gets the finish. The water swing, hitting. Got a body up on him. He's a very good shooter. King. Good defense. ABL. He's got speed. Davis looking for another three-point shot. Lepichev!
Good job by Davis, realizing that Lepichev is running and beating him an easy 2-point for Simi Lepichev.
Wickman heading open again. That's it. What did I say about Jordan heading? You can't leave him open.
Jordan heading 17 points, 5 out of 7. Magic.
That was a great quarterback pass by ABL. Open Simeon Lepichev, who just said, thank you very much. Look at this. Feed, finish, thank you. Timeout.
Yeah, another defensive lapse on the Alab Pilipinas. An easy point. They keep giving up easy points inside the paint to KL Dragons. 18 points.
I got Jason. I got Jordan. B. You want the middle? Nick, low. B, you're in the middle. Hey, make our zone big, all right? Again, mark the shooters. Got to make sure we locate where Davis is at. Wherever he is.
That weak side flash.
Hey, watch that weak side flare. Be ready here on that weak side. Hey, biggest thing, be active in the zone.
Need to get up a bit flatter. Okay, we're going to try and stop Brickman from crossing that street a little bit. But get flatter, stop, and then just start dropping. Okay, just try and get Brickman to take one step back. Hey, keep that pace up offensively. Defense!
There she is right there. Zara and Mara, wife and daughter of Kate Davis, the Davis family. A lot of love in Malaysia, Kuala Lumpur. Domingo to inbound. But Jordan heading a bright spot for Alab. 8 points in this quarter. Domingo over. Tino, good job. Lawrence Domingo.
Yeah, good job by Domingo forcing his way, putting defensive pressure on KL Dragons defense.
Artino, footwork. 2 shots for Lion Will Artino.
Very tough job for Brandon Watson trying to defend Will Artino. Will Artino has a lot of arsenal inside the paint. That's unlucky for him to get a 2-point shot.
Will Artino, as many of you know, used to play for the Dreamers. 7 years of age. 6'11". Iowa, but studied in Omaha. He graduated with a degree in communications and business at Creighton University, the Blue Jays. Consistency at the charity stripe. Brendan Ross is now on the court. Jordan heading open again. Can he finish? Jordan heading.
Once again, Jordan heading, trying to lift this team. Alab Pilipinas, bad defense, good screens by Alab Pilipinas, wide open look at every single time somebody touch him.
But Jordan Henning, he's getting too many wide open looks. He's a great shooter, shooting well. Bell. Pass by Artino. Swing. Davis. Shifa. 1-3. Couldn't hit it. Not like Henning. Brickman. King. Trying to attack Domingo. Domingo has taken the rejection. Davis. Needs to get rid of it. Ching-Cheng-Hua, fake. Oh, almost a travel. Domingo. Domingo. Around Bell. Ching-Cheng-Hua, what a careless pass. He should have gone for the shot. Hua trying to stay with Brickman. Screen by Rosser. Good separation. Without Rosser. Couldn't finish right there. Davis. Davis kicked out. Davis from the wing. Oh! Kane Davis! You are on fire!
A good screen there by Will Artino playing Ken Davis for a three-point shot. And we have another three-point shot, but Alab Pilipinas matching the shot by shot.
Someone body up on him. And Kane Davis. Artino. Ching-Cheng-Hua take the shot. That's better.
It was Jordan Henning that hit a three-point shot. Jordan Henning with 23 points for the Alab Pilipinas.
He's the player of the game for Alab now. Look at this. He's moving. He's dancing. He's floating. Artino with the rebound. Bell here. Dragon's going to space the floor better. Davis. Bell slowing it down a little bit. Davis for the long three. Oh! Couldn't hit it that time. He is human. Kane Davis, 16-point ball game right here. Over 3 minutes and 35 seconds to go before the end of the third. Heading! Unlucky there by Brandon Rosser. Artino! He saw the mismatch right there. Get back, says Jamie Pullman.
An easy two-point shot. Good long pass by Shifa, realizing that Artino had the head start.
Brickman going for the hits call. Wall trying to stay with him. King wide open. How many open looks are the Dragons giving Alab Pilipinas from the perimeter line? It's careless defending from the three-point line.
Not a very good job done by the Dragons on the defensive effort. Giving a lot of open shots by the Dragons. You are right, Ben.
Good job, Alab Pilipinas. Full credit to them. Take nothing away from the team. Wow. Ching-Cheng-Hua, good defense there by Brandon Rosser. Ching-Cheng-Hua ambitious there to take on the bigger guys.
Much better job by the Alab Pilipinas on that defensive end, but they need to do it in a much consistent basis. You see that how well the Alab Pilipinas play, but the Dragons also play that well on their offensive end.
Davis, yes! Nothing but net for Kane Davis. Again from three-ball land.
Ken Davis, 24 points, matching with Jordan Henning.
Sandagora puts it down with an easy dunk. That's what they need from Big Sam. He's been missing lately, but that's not his fault. He was in foul trouble a little bit, and Alab just needed a bit more speed. Bell. Davis. Thought about the three. Davis. That's an interesting call. I thought that's a 50-50 that one, but it's okay. Great call by the ref.
The Alab Pilipinas, they're switching the defense now, playing full defense, trying to deny the inside penetration, the paint penetration by the Dragons, putting Samuel at the center spot for Alab Pilipinas.
Lepichev now, he's in there, gets some points in the paint and also gets some defense. Artino from the elbow, Linton on court, he can shoot. He's growing a little bit of confidence, especially from the three-point line. The three-point line to Isaiah Bell. Gotta watch the shot clock. Cross-court pass, Nick Tim, step back for the three. Yes!
What a jump, what a
21 years of age. You know what? He's just amazing, showing Malaysia boleh out there. Boleh means can in the Malay language for all our international viewers. And he's a real good story right there. He doesn't play a lot. Artino floats. Artino! And he gets the bucket at the back.
You see how Sam Malaysia is creating to beat out Will Artino. He got an easy shot. That's his sweet spot inside the paint.
Well, Alab tried everything. Their defense went to sleep there a little bit. And they didn't expect that because they thought that was the referee blew the whistle. Domingo in and out of this game all the time. And he is such a great defensive presence, Lawrence Domingo. But Will Artino, at the moment, 22 points, everyone.
We have a substitution going. Shifai is going to serve Will Artino as Eddie coming in for Jason Rickman.
Jordan Henning, the leading scorer in this game, 23 points. Three-point play there.
Another free throw for Will Artino. Domingo couldn't believe it.
That's luck.
Is it features that we blame on the lane violation?
Now Will Artino is going to make this count. Has been given a second chance.
I can't actually tell from that.
Well, I couldn't tell either. I mean, that's why you're on the analyst, man. That's why you're on TV. But there's the three-point play. Will Artino. No Shifai. On court for Will Artino. The Dragons going a little bit small or smaller.
Yeah, Samuel Digora is not on the floor, so Jamie Perman can't afford to go smaller cameras. Will Artino, they still have another 10 minutes to go. It's still a lot of time. 1 minute something in the third quarter.
Well, defend the perimeter. That's my tactic. That's my message to the Dragons. That was Coach Jamie Coleman. Vigil. Good defense by Lepichev. May. Trying to shut down Gray. On the ball back for the runner. Miguel using his speed to advantage. Lepichev trying to suck it in. Nick Tam, fake. Nick Tam. Oh, lost the ball right there. A bit too brave by Nicholas Tam. Vigil. Gray. Hits the tin. You've got a feel for Alab. Their bodies down at the moment. Short roster. Not the full team. Don't worry, they will get better. They're such a strong team and franchise. Screen by Lepichev. Bell puts it up high. Falls short. Good rebound by Vigil. Just slowing it down a little bit. Alab, they want to take the last shot of this quarter potentially. 8 seconds left on the shot clock. Heading. Crossover. Heading. Good pass. Domingo! Oh no! No foul. 10. Puts it up. Nicholas 10. Courageous.
Another solid quarter by the Dragons. 31-23 in the third quarter. Defensively, the Dragons able to slow down the hot shooting Sam Miguel, Alab Pilipinas.